Hello there, Seraphim17 once again. This is my Marvel Spider-Man Spectacular Difficulty video walkthrough. We are going through a shocking comeback mission, and we will be beating Shocker without taking any damage. We're currently swinging through the city, with the beautiful visuals of the N64, and it gives me an opportunity to talk about the traversal again. So while you are swinging, or at any point in the air, if you hold the left analog stick in, you can begin a free fall, like that, just then. When you free fall, you pick up a lot of speed, and then you can launch into a web swing and take that speed and that inertia and carry it in, or the momentum, sorry, and then carry it into your swing. It's one of the ways to move faster, and it gives you a little bit more agency over the buttons should you choose to want it. The great thing about this game and its movement is it's as complicated as you want to make it. You do not have to do anything, or you can do literally everything. It's pretty awesome. I'm a big fan of the movement. Additionally, you have the ability to do tricks while you move as well. There is a skill you can purchase that means that if you hold triangle and circle and press a direction, you'll start doing all kinds of flips and twists and twirls and things, and each of these will give your character experience. Each of them gives you about 2 experience. So whenever you're traversing like this for a few minutes, you have the opportunity to be essentially leveling up, albeit very slowly. I did that in my first playthrough of the game, and it proved to be, you know, pretty fun and pretty interesting. It's a bit limited, because there's only about 4 tricks, unless somebody's discovered some new ones, and it's not the most interesting thing to do, and they have incredible recovery on them as well, so cancelling out of them into moves isn't quite as fluid as I would personally like, but I think the reason for that is just because they don't want you to be able to do it to a ridiculous length and haul levels. They want it to have some kind of downside, because then it could potentially be too strong. But the reason that I avoided getting the upgrade in this run is because you don't really need levels in this game. Spider-Man is as capable from the beginning of the game as he is at the end of the game in a capable player's hands. The only difference is how fancy and how crazy you want to use the different abilities. Doing no upgrade in this game is actually really fun because Spider-Man is so wonderfully capable. But now we're at the mission, it's time to chase the Shocker, and there's a few things that you need to understand about these fights. I'm not entirely certain if this one carries the same rules as the other one does, but it probably does. You will chase these supervillains or these helicopters or whatever it is, these trucks, for a preset amount of time until the game tells you to catch them. In that preset amount of time, it doesn't matter how good you move, how fast you move, how close you get, you will almost never get the opportunity to grab them, it seems. Because they get magic speed boosts, they get classic N64 Mario Kart rubber banding. And it's just one of those things. I think it's because they want this to be an epic chase, but right now we can grab him. If you've caught him, guys, at a time sooner than that, and you've managed to catch him right at the beginning, please leave a comment, because I'd be curious to see whether or not you can. Because every time I've done it, it's kind of lasted about that long. And I'm not the best person when it comes to moving through the city and chasing people. It's one of those mechanics that has never been one of my favourites, and it's not something I excel at. But I feel like there are times when I move really well on these sections and they just seem to speed up. So I believe that you don't have to sweat too much until you get to a certain amount of distance and then you're fine. But on the second phase that we're doing right now, Shocker will start firing blasts at us. But you don't have to worry. The moment the spider sense starts to tingle, you can then press circle and almost every time he will miss. It's one of those really, really good dodges, and I'm very appreciative of it. I like the side dodge that he does there. It looks really cool when you're moving like this. It's one of the better dodges, definitely. But now we're getting quite close. We might be able to stop him as it goes red, because he's getting further away. Gets his little magic speed boost, and we can jump up the roof. But in the previous video I was talking about focus attacks and takedowns, and I'd love to talk about them in this, but I'm not going to get the opportunity because this video is too short now. But yeah, I didn't do the best job of chasing this second phase. Luckily, it didn't fail me, because the game does have some fail states for letting people get too far away. So if you do make mistakes like I did, guys, don't worry about them. You can still recover from them, which is nice. And I think this is where it wants you to catch him, because he's definitely slowed down, it seems. So yeah, look. How slow was he then compared to what he was before? Pretty crazy, right? But that was Shocker. Thank you for watching, and you take care now.